My name is Shay Cohen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Verbali. And what we do at Verbali, we're using AI to help nonverbal kids speak in seconds. Before I start the pitch, let me just quickly talk about the team. As I mentioned, my name is Shay with a Y. I'm a dad, co-founder, and CEO. My background is I started as electrical engineering, switched to product management, worked for Broadcom, Capital One, did a lot of cool stuff before switching to assistive tech. And my co-founder, Lori Azarad, who's also a dad, founder and our CTO, he's led engineering teams both in startup and enterprises. He has more than 50 years of amazing experience. But my favorite flex about him that is he's the father for three professional acro gymnastics. All three, by the way, represent the US, and his middle one, she is the number three in the world. So I always say you don't need a resume, just say that, and you're golden. I want to introduce to you one more person. It's very special to me. This is obviously I'm biased. That's my son. His name is Matan. He's 7 years old, a rock star, very, very charismatic. He knows that, and is at school they call him the mayor. Now Matan has special needs. He's nonverbal, and like a lot of nonverbal kids, they use AAC device. You heard that during this evening multiple times. This about this device. And unfortunately, those devices they're not perfect. They're slow, they're clunky. They require tons of caregiver support, so much that this sector has 60% abandonment rate. And that's actually the really sad thing about it. People like me, like my family, put a lot of hope into this because they believe that this tool will help their kids speak. But unfortunately, with that hope, they realize that there are a lot of disappointed. So they put those devices aside. People are paying for it with a lot of hope and just getting disappointed. This market is also, it's a huge opportunity. We're talking about $35 billion global market, and it's ready for disruption. And the reason is that because innovation in the AAC sector, just it felt like innovation never stepped into the room. So Verbali is positioned to disrupt this sector. We have the vision, we have the talent, we have the technology edge and expertise. Also, we have a game-changing of a product. I'm gonna touch about it very soon. But first, let's quickly explain what an AAC is. So the best way to think about an AAC, here are three examples from the market. Think about AAC as a tablet that acts as a keyboard, but instead of letters, you'll have images for words. So what happens is the kid is going to say, I want to eat a banana. So the kid will search for those words, images, and build a sentence. I want to eat a banana. Simple, right? Very straightforward. And it is if you want to say, I want to eat a banana. If you want to say something a little more complex, like describe what you did at school, that's what you started to struggle with it. And the reason is that the hard truth is that AAC is as good as the words that are in it. And because parents, caregivers constantly need to pre-program the AAC with the relevant vocabulary for their kid. It means that parents need to predict what type of conversations their kid will have. It's impossible. It is impossible. It's even more impossible if you're trying to think what your kid is going to talk about at school. School is a black box. It's impossible to cover all type of subjects, all type of topics. And that's why AAC at schools is useless. And I'm saying it very sadly. So what happens is that kids, or nonverbal kids, who are using AAC at school cannot show what they know. And if you cannot show what you know at school, it will determine your academic success. And I'm saying this after a 3 hours IEP meeting today that I came back from, for my son, talking exactly about that, what he can show or what he cannot show at school. And this is where Verbali comes in. We developed an app, an AI-powered AAC app called Matok AI that basically listen to the conversation. And instead of the kid struggling to find the relevant word for the right words for the conversation, the AI, our app offer those relevant words for him. Now, our mission is driven by our motto. And our motto is that the most meaningful conversation is a natural one. So, in order for us to achieve that natural conversation experience, we redefine the problem. Today, AAC devices or AAC legacy companies, what they do, they're trying to help the kid build a sentence. We redefined the problem. So instead of just helping the kid build a sentence, we're helping them fully participate in a conversation. It means that we want to fully participate in a conversation at home, at school, in class, but also with peers everywhere. Because a conversation is dynamic, it's fluid, and therefore because we're redefining it, it means that we need to solve to different stakeholders who has different pain points. Now, what does it mean? How does it work? So first, our app listens to the conversation. You ask a question, it listens to it and it understands it. Above that, we use contextual cues that enriches the conversation, enriches the context of the conversation. Think about the GPS. Think about the date, time of day. Also, holiday. Think about we just had New Year's Eve. It all determines the type of conversation and topic that you're going to talk about. Also, we're on top of that, we also offer adding the kids' preferences and the best, what they like, what they don't like. And the best way to think about it is when you ask a question, what do you want to eat? If you had that in the morning, my son's like oatmeal. So our app will offer for him, one of the first options will be oatmeal. But if you ask the same question afternoon, there's a good chance that oatmeal won't be the most relevant option. Maybe like French fries, but probably not oatmeal. So we combine everything and offer the relevant words for the kid to build the right sentence. Now, let's take an example. You'll see here an example of our app in the background, but let's take a question, a very simple one. Hey, what animals do you want to see at the zoo? Very simple one that today legacy AAC struggle to answer. And the reason is because no one thought to put a lion into that device or an elephant. There's a good chance you'll see a dog or a cat, but a giraffe, not so much. It's just a matter of you never thought about putting that into that AAC. What we're doing, our app, understand that we're talking about animals, understand that we're talking about animals at the zoo, so we only offer the most relevant options. In this case, animals, but not just any animal. Animals are at the zoo, so whale is not relevant at most zoos. This. Okay, so what we're having a plan for 5 years. The first 2 years, we're going to solve the immediate problem of AAC. This is a real pain. A lot of families have it. We are suffering from it. We're going to solve that, and we're going to make the best AAC experience ever existed. But during that time, we're also going to accumulate tons of situational data. Remember, we know what question was asked. We know what type of answers. We know what is the contextual cues that connects to that. So we're going to use all of that data in order to improve our offering to our customers, but also develop new products that are just they're not existing in existence today. For example, think for speech therapists. Today, in order for a speech therapist to build a therapy plan for their customers, they're utilizing only one data point a week, which is the kid's session. Usually 30 minutes. If the kid is lucky, it's an hour. What we're going to offer them, we're going to offer them 24/7 of data points. This data point, the speech therapist will be able to get insights on what motivates the kid, how to build the best therapy for that specific kid, and to build a different therapy for for another kid, something that you just don't have. So basically, we're going to help speech therapists become better. Now let's move to the classroom. Today, a classroom is one size fits all. You have one teacher that works with about 10 kids all of them have special needs. And the problem is special needs, by definition, are special. So you need unique solutions. Our data will be able to give them the ability to provide and develop those unique solutions. And you can go on and on. The market size, as I mentioned, is about $35 billion. We're talking about around 100 million people around the world who can benefit from AAC, 5 million around in the US alone. For the beginning, we're going to target the school districts. Here is a quick highlight of the leading competition in the market. On the right, all of them target the ability to build a sentence, which means the average time to build a sentence with our technology is about 45 seconds. With our technology, with Matok AI, we're talking about less than 6 seconds. It's a dramatic change. Above all that, also, none of them are using AI. Yeah. Now, how are we going to penetrate the market? So as assistive tech, you have multiple channels to arrive to your destination. In this case, the family or the AAC user. However, with Verbali or with AAC, there are better ways than others. So we're going to target school districts and resellers. School districts are obligated by law to provide assistive tech to their students. In this case, AAC. As I mentioned, I just came back from an IEP. We exactly talked about that. And which means, sorry?
2 minutes.
Sure, yeah, I'm about to finish. So school districts are they're one way. Another is a reseller. They're working with the families and insurance, working for those families, talking to the insurance and going to get the funds to buy those AAC. Now, traction, that's probably the most important slide in this deck. We are working with 3 school districts. All 3 represent 130 schools around their territories. All 3 of them are design partners for us, with us, and that we're getting a lot of feedback. Resellers, we're very soon to sign a contract with another reseller. There are about 20 around the US, so 1 is the major deal. And we also have a Cornell Tech is our research partner. We're going to conduct a study together. We will provide the technology. They will provide the study. And also we won a Google DeepMind competition for one of our feature, which is Hero Me. And this is the last slide. We're expanding. We're scaling up, and we're raising 500,000 to pretty much replicate the process that we already are very good at. We want to achieve 500 schools in the next 12 months, which are about 2,000 licenses that we want to sell, that accumulate to about $400,000 annual. And that's it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much for sharing, your innovation.
Thank you.